So hi, so today I'm going to be giving an introduction to the National Highways Cyber Futures capability, why there's a need for it, and then kind of what we've been doing so far. It really is just an introduction to kind of get people. I think we've got some more things that we kind of want to share with AESIN and kind of AESIN's members this year. So this is just to kind of get people interested and let people know what we've been doing. As a kind of spoiler up front, a key message from this talk is going to be the need for kind of more collaboration, like a lot of the talks today. So yeah. So to start, is that okay? So to start, kind of what and why is cyber futures? So I guess in the beginning, roads were kind of stripped of concrete and tarmac, and kind of cars ran along them. And national highways or the highways agency or whatever came before that were kind of responsible for managing the construction and the maintenance of the roads, or at least the strategic road network. We actually only have like 5% that's managed by national highways by kind of length. But since then, connectivity has been kind of evolving, and the kind of level of technology on the road has been evolving. Now we've got things like traffic management systems, we've got CCTV cameras, obviously, we've got emergency telephones by the side of the road. We've got stop vehicle detection, induction loops in the road that detect traffic density, and kind of all that feeds together and kind of becomes a big system. And what that's meant is that national highways or the road operator kind of becomes a service provider as well as a provider of roads. And so we see this kind of level of technology increasing and the reliance on this technology increasing. And so the need for good cybersecurity kind of also increases. The threat and vulnerabilities change as in terms of people attacking the roads or the kind of problems that we might experience. And as we kind of see the emerging technologies that are down the road, things like connected and autonomous vehicles, an increase in IoT systems on the road as part of construction, even as well as kind of as the roads are running. Changes in how the network connects. This means that those threats are continuing to evolve, the system becomes more interconnected, and we kind of end up with a more and more complex system that we need to understand, that we need to know what's going on, and that we need to keep secure. And also kind of ultimately build trust and maintain trust with our road users to make sure that they're happy with how things are running. So there's been a cybersecurity function at National Highways for quite a long time now. But it's often been seen as the Department of No, brought into projects really late, kind of doing assurance, but kind of often bringing problems because it's been brought in too late rather than early on, and kind of causing issues that prevent delivery. And so back when NIS came in, there was a load of technical debt that had kind of built up because of this, and there's been a load of security improvements that kind of have been trying to help tackle that. So cyber futures is essentially trying to be a proactive horizon scanning capability to prevent the build-up of that technical debt in future. We're looking to enable national highways to kind of respond to new technologies as they come along and try to turn security into an enabling function for the business as opposed to kind of something that kind of sits there and gets in the way, Department of No. Enabling us to help deliver resilient roads, prevent that build-up of technical debt, understand that complex system, and rather than get in the way, be something that kind of focuses on protect, rather than something that gets in the way and kind of is just kind of quite focused in what it's trying to do. And yeah, a key theme to this is collaboration. So we started this project about 18 months ago now, and since then we've been working with kind of a wide variety of collaborators. So yeah, working with academia, so we've got projects with Cardiff University, we've worked with Coventry University, Royal Holloway, kind of a wide kind of range of academia, bringing in skills that we wouldn't necessarily have. Industry, and in particular working with a consortium that includes WSP, PA Consulting, Copperhorse, and Complete Cyber, and Cohesive. And also with AESIN via CEDA into the Tiara project, which we're kind of involved with. So yeah, so something that we've really trying to do is make it relevant to the business. So national highways have some strategies. The big kind of main one is called the Connecting the Country strategy. And so this sets out a strategy all the way to 2050, and it sees a much more connected road network. It talks about seamlessly linking different kinds of transports, in particular the SRN to local road networks, but also public transport and mobility as a service kind of features in this. And so what we've done to kind of align the benefits of tackling cybersecurity to that strategy, we've built 5 scenarios kind of aligned to now, next, and later. And we're kind of pitching cybersecurity as something that will help us reach these kind of goals. In doing this, we kind of see some of the places where cybersecurity will be important. So, for example, enabling the trust for roadside technology. Where we're delivering data, there's going to be a change in how people rely on that data. So the increased, I think we've got it there as progression from advisory to authoritative data exchange. So what's our responsibility in that? How are those kind of trust models going to work? We see an increase in safety and security convergence as kind of systems connect. And so we've been working to kind of work out how national highways, or change national highways processes so that we can kind of build that in. We see a need for resilient networks to kind of connect all of these systems that we're going to be relying on together, and changes there. And yeah, in the kind of long term, the 2050 Connecting the Country strategy has cab-enabled corridors, dedicated cab-enabled corridors. So there's a need to kind of secure the technology that secure those and make sure that we're built there. But overall, something that we've been trying to do is align everything to kind of 3 main goals. So that's safe, resilient, and trustworthy. So yeah, so that's what we've been doing. So yeah, so this is what we've been doing over the last year. It's kind of mostly happened since September, I think. I grade these ones out in the slides, but I think actually they're worth mentioning here. So National Highways is a pretty supplier-heavy organisation. No one at National Highways is building roads themselves; they're paying other people to do it. And so guardrails are our way of trying to allow our suppliers to use emerging technologies safely, securely. So things like CAP, Connected Autonomous Plant, digital twins. We've built and provided easily digestible guidance on their security and how to kind of implement them securely when you're using them for the first time. They're pretty highly contextualized, but they're kind of designed to be shared. They've been written by experts in the fields. Yeah, we're currently working on embedding them with our suppliers and kind of working with wider government to help publish them further and kind of enable our suppliers to make good use of emerging technologies when they're kind of starting to use them on our projects. So understanding safety and security, convergence in highways, and understanding where we can learn from other areas. With that, we've proven the case for changing national highways' ways of doing things. We're developing new frameworks for their use, and kind of starting to embed those into the organisation. We've been looking at the threats to the highways from emerging technologies, such as connected vehicles, and working out what information and what collaboration with kind of vehicle manufacturers or with kind of wider industry we need to be doing to respond to them. And this kind of leads into the immersive testing point, recognizing that our traditional security testing procedures, things like penetration tests, tend to focus on a single system. And something that we've been developing is this kind of immersive testing capability so that we can test the reaction to a cybersecurity incident on the roads, so allowing kind of the ROC operators or the traffic officers to sit through what a cybersecurity incident would feel like and really put them in the situation and kind of allow the development of responses, which, yeah, allows that kind of understanding of that complex system to kind of grow. And we've been thinking about how these affects our customers. So considering the ethical aspects of what we're doing, the kind of, when we're doing things like implementing AI systems, what are the kind of things we should be thinking about there to make sure that people trust what we're doing? And yeah, we see this leading to several things. The big one, like I said, is that need for more collaboration. So with vehicle manufacturers to understand how to manage threats to the wider system from CAV. We joined Auto ISAC as an associate member to start to get that kind of restricted to us view on kind of the security threats that the vehicle manufacturers are seeing. But we also kind of see that coming through increased engagements with AESIN. We've got some kind of really good stuff to share, and it'd be great to kind of understand what we can learn kind of coming back. And I need to work more closely with wider government and other road operators as well. Like I said, we're a very small part of a wider system. Not a very small part, but a part of a wider system. And we're responsible for our little bit. We need to understand what that's going to be in the future as these technologies kind of continue to develop. And so finally, to finish, just some questions to think about, mostly about looking at where we can learn from, where as a road operator we can learn from vehicle manufacturers and kind of others. But also the last one there, perhaps being deliberately provocative, as we see a kind of very complex system kind of continuing to develop, what are the responsibilities from manufacturers to kind of in the other direction towards infrastructure security? Looking at from the perspective of a connected system that's kind of continuing to develop as connected vehicles become more and more prevalent. So yeah, I think that's me. So I guess I was just wondering, any questions?